Nigga wanna see me fall. Stephen Curry, how I ball. Gosha garments and a white 3 on my body. I'm an icon, man. Damn, a girl about a 10. I should fuck her in the Benz. Niggas say they.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy JR, and I'm back again with another PUBG video. And in this video, I'm just gonna be showing you guys my newest settings. Some people had asked for them, so I just wanted to come out with a video and just share them with you. If you potato like this. Potato. Then hopefully this video will help you out. Now, like I said, there's no such thing as the perfect sensitivity because everybody is different. So to start this video, I'm just going to show you guys, all my sensitivity. I'm going to show you guys all of them, and then I'm going to go back and show you guys and tell you guys what each sensitivity setting does. That way you can adjust it to hopefully, hopefully you can adjust it to where it feels more comfortable to you. But yeah, man, we're just gonna get right into it here. So, like I said, I play on type A, invert axis, invert Y axis, leave those off. Right stack dead zone is on 13 for me. Left is on 10. Vibration is off. Forward runner sensitivity, I have that at max. Movement sensitivity, I have that at 10. The vertical sensitivity multiplier, I have that at 100. The general sensitivity I have on 10. Vehicle driver sensitivity is on 10 as well. Aim acceleration is on with aim acceleration at 6. Over the shoulder aiming sensitivity is at 14. 1x is at 8. 2x is at 8. 3x is at 8. 4x is at 6. And then 6 and 8 is at 4. And then I have the 15x scope sensitivity at 20. I honestly hardly ever see that, so that's why I have that all the way up. It's glitched anyway. So those are my newest settings that I've been using. I changed them up just a little bit from my previous video. So if you came here just for my settings, if you could do me a huge favor, just hit that like button for me. Since I didn't waste your time, I would really appreciate it. And just leave me a comment and let me know if these settings will work for you. So for the rest of this video, I'm just gonna go through each setting like I've done before and show you guys and tell you guys what each setting does, and then hopefully I can give you guys a starting point of where you can start at to get your sensitivity where you want it to be at. So for the rest of this video, I'm just gonna use the hand cam just to show you guys, different things with these sensitivities. Alright, so like I said, I'm just gonna go through and go over each setting here. So I play on type A. The reason I play on type A is because that's how I'm just used to the game. Like, I've been playing this game since it first came out, so type A on this game feels more natural to me. Now if you're used to like games like Call of Duty or Battlefield, then you might want to try out type B. So I'll show you the difference here. So with type A, to soft aim, you just have to hold left trigger, and that's how you soft aim. And then to aim down the sights, you tap left trigger, and that's how you aim down the sights. I like this better because first, I'm used to it, and two, if I aim down the sights to hold my breath, this is really important, especially with sniping. I'm able to hold top left bumper, and that's how I would hold my breath. And I'll show you why this is hard on type B here in a moment. But this is what I'm used to, so this is how I've been playing on PUBG. Now, like I said, if you're used to games like Call of Duty or so, then type B might be the move for you. This is a more traditional way of how you play first-person shooters. So to aim down the sights, you just hold in left trigger and you aim down the sights. To soft aim, you just hold top left bumper, and that's how you would soft aim. The reason why I don't like to play on, the reason why I haven't played on this at all is because in order to hold your breath, especially when you're sniping, you have to use your left index finger to hold down the sight. So if you're not playing claw, it's really difficult. The only way you can hold your breath is if you use both of your fingers like this. You would put this one on the trigger, and then you have to hold your breath with this, and that feels really unnatural to me. So that's why I play on type A on this game. Now if I want to get an elite controller at some point, or a controller that has buttons on the bottom, then I may consider playing on type A. But for now, I'm playing on type A. So you guys can just choose which one feels more comfortable to you. Right stick dead zone is really important. I have that at 13. This is basically what you use to control your recoil. Your dead zone is the area around the stick, and let's say so for now you can see whenever I shoot here, to control my recoil, I can barely push down on the right stick and my gun, you know, stays halfway stable. Now, I believe that 13 is a really good starting point, but just to show you guys exactly what it does, whenever you move it up here, it basically creates a dead zone on your stick. So you can see, even though I'm moving the stick right here, I'm not getting any movement because my dead zone is set so high. So I recommend having it at 13. That's what feels most comfortable to me to control the recoil. So that's where I've had it at, you know, just about this entire time. The left stick dead zone is basically the same thing. I just leave that on 10. That's just what feels most comfortable to me, and I don't seem to get any stick drift with it at 10. So your vibration, I would highly recommend that you leave this off, because whenever you're getting shot at, you don't want your controller to vibrate and that could throw your aim off. I would definitely recommend that you guys leave that off. Forward running sensitivity, I have that all the way up. I like it all the way up because, you know, it makes it easier to start running. This is really important whenever you're in a gunfight and you need to move positions quickly or so. I would recommend having this up at 50. Movement sensitivity, I have it at 10. Vertical sensitivity multiplier, I would recommend that you guys leave that in the middle at 100. This just means that whenever you aim up and down or side to side, you know, your sensitivity will remain the same. General sensitivity, I have at 10. That's just what I'm used to. Vehicle driver sensitivity, I have that at 10 as well. Aim acceleration, this is one that I want to say is not a big thing on console. I have mine on and at 6. I've heard feedback from people saying you should leave it off, people saying you should lower it. Some people even play it at a higher setting. For me, if you're new to the game or you're trying to get used to the aim on this game, I would almost recommend that you guys leave this off. The reason why I have it on is because at 6, I feel like if I need to shoot at a moving car, then I can. It basically aim acceleration basically speeds you up whenever you move left or right. Let me just turn the right stick dead zone back to 13 here. So yeah, like I was saying, aim acceleration basically speeds up your movement as you move left or right. So you'll see here, if I'm barely moving left or right, then it doesn't really seem like aim acceleration kicks in, but it's really important to me, especially if I'm trying to shoot at a moving car. The longer I hold right, the faster my dude will turn. And I believe that this also helps, like if you're trying to shoot at 2 different targets, let's say there's one at that tree and then one at the other tree, then it just helps you to snap on to targets if they're farther apart or if they're moving really fast. So I like to have my aim acceleration on and at 6. If you're new to the game, I'd recommend that you guys leave it off or have it at a lower setting. I'd recommend leaving it, the highest you might want to go was 3, but I'm used to aim acceleration. I like having it on. Over the shoulder aiming sensitivity, I have that at 14. This is just basically whenever you soft aim. You'll see here, just whenever you soft aim. I have that at 14. I did have it on 10 before. The reason why I moved it up is because I felt like it was super slow at 10, especially whenever like I'm in close combat with the target and I have to turn around quickly. I bumped it up to 14 and it just helps me to snap on the targets faster. So these next few settings right here, I did change. So for the longest time, for my 1x, 2x, and 3x, I did play on 10. I recently moved them down a little bit to 8. The reason I done this, the reason why I moved it down to 8 is because for a few weeks, I just felt like my shots were really off. I felt like I was overcorrecting too much. So to me, it was easier for me to lower it. So for the 1x, 2x, and 3, I have on 8. And that just helps me not to overcorrect. Like if I'm moving on a target and he moves over just a little bit, I was overcorrecting, I was moving too far left or right. But having those at a lower sensitivity has really helped my aim. Like I said, if you're new to the game, I would suggest that you start out between 7. I would recommend that you start out between 6 and 9. Like go to the training mode and then just, you know, play with what feels best for you. The key with these sensitivity settings is to play with them for, you know, at least a week or 2 to see if you actually like it or not. If you always change your settings around, then it's going to be really hard for your muscle memory to kick in. So it is really important that you find something and you stick with it for a while. That's really going to help improve your aim as well. My 4X, I have it on a 6 now. I like these to be lower, and keep in mind I used to play at all 10s, but for my 4X I like it to be at 6 because generally I'm sniping with a car or a SKS or a DMR, and it's really important to have lower sensitivities with your scope so you're able to you know, lock in the headshots, because you know, aiming at somebody's head, it's a really small area, so you want to have less movement for that. That's just my opinion. I would definitely recommend at 6, maybe go 6 or even a little bit lower, especially if you're new to the game. The 6 and the 8, both of those apply the same, except I have those lower at 4. This is because 6 and 8, they both zoom in a little bit more, so if I were to have these higher, then it would seem a little bit faster. So I'll leave this at 4, you know, and for me, having these lower sensitivity settings for my scopes just makes it a lot easier to like lock on to headshots, especially when I'm using a car or a DMR. And then the 15X, that's basically glitched. If you ever do find the 15X, it moves extremely slow, so that's why I have that all the way up at 20. But yeah, man, those are my new settings, and all of the things I just told you guys, hopefully it will help you find a balance and help you you know, find the settings that work best for you. Alright guys, so that was all the settings for my controller, you know, basically what I use to aim. Some other things that you can change if you decide to do so. On my kill feed under gameplay, I have mine on text. You can either do graphic or text, but I feel like text is just easier to see what's going on. My colorblind mode I have on this one. You can change this up. There's like blue blood, of course there's red, which is normal. I think green and purple, I'm not exactly sure. I just use this one just because I like this one. Your crosshair color, if you want to change that, you can see mine is red. If you want to change yours, then you can just play with these colors right here and it'll change the way that you like. I like red just because that's my favorite color. Your on-screen button hints, I would recommend that you turn that off. Unless you're new to the game, then you might want to see that you can. But for me, this is always in the way, so I turn this off. And then this was kind of a new feature that we just got. I would definitely recommend that you turn everything onto full auto, because when you land and let's say you land and another person lands with you, if you are on single fire and they're on full auto, more than likely they're going to win, especially if you guys land at the same time. I would just always recommend that you guys like put all of your weapons on full auto. Aim camera position, I just have this reset to right shutter just because that's what I'm used to. Auto reloading, I have this on. I do like this being on because whenever I stop shooting, it'll automatically reload for me if I tap the shoot button. The only disadvantage to this is if you have it on and you're shooting at somebody and you run out of bullets and you accidentally shoot again, he'll start reloading, which slows him down, and this can get you killed, especially if you potato somebody and you're trying to run to get behind cover. He'll start reloading and it slows him down. So you can pick or choose which one feels best for you, but I left it on just because I feel like it works best for me. The audio, you just want to make sure you have the gameplay volume at 100 because audio is extremely important on this game. So make sure that's all the way up. And then this is another important thing as well, especially if you play first person. Your field of view, I have mine on 90. I was playing some first person, but it's really hard to get into lobbies and games take forever. But field of view basically just shows like how far you can see around you whenever you're in first person. I have mine on 90. If you're playing on a bigger TV, I would definitely suggest that you have yours on 90 or maybe a little bit lower. I'll play on a 32-inch monitor. I did have mine all the way up at 103, but I just felt like it was so hard for me to see around me and see targets that are off in the distance. Even though field of view gives you a higher range to be able to see around you in first person, I just felt like it was harder to spot targets. So I just put mine back down to 90, and that's what feels most comfortable to me. Your brightness, I would definitely recommend that you guys put this at 100. You want the game to be as bright as possible, especially in those dark areas like the ruins or on Sandhawk. Some of those buildings are really hard to see in, so this works best for me. And then frame rate and graphics mode, I would highly recommend that you guys choose frame rate priority. This is an option only on Xbox One. It basically puts the frame rate ahead of anything, especially like if you're in a heavy gunfire or you throw a smoke grenade, you won't lose your frames as bad, so I'd recommend this mode. But yeah, man, those are all my settings. Everything is updated. I just want to share that with you guys. I hope these settings will help you guys find a area that feels most comfortable to you. If you're new, man, hit that sub button, hit that like button. That's all I have on the day. I'm out. Peace.